let me give you a quick framework, because I've been using it, but you don't know I've been using it. So whenever you're giving a presentation, here's something that will always work every time. It doesn't matter if your presentation is going to be, 1 minute long, or if your presentation is going to be 10 minutes long, or even an hour. This format always works. 4 questions that you must ask of yourself and then answer for your audience. Number 1, why this? Whatever you're talking about, why this? Why am I talking about what I'm talking about? Tell your audience, why this? And there are many ways that I'm going to be teaching on YouTube how you can do the why this. One of the questions that I use is, and I'll say it like this, today, I'm here because I want to share a message with you. And if you don't remember anything else that I say during this presentation, this is the one thing that I need you to remember. This is the one thing. And if you get this one thing, now, cut. Now, I was using a presentation skill that I always use. First of all, I call it a big opener. I don't come on the stage, I don't say who I am and give all of these accolades and, dissertation about where I've been, and who cares? This is one thing that I need you to get. If you don't get anything else that I talk about. So I'm going to use what we've been talking about. Since we're doing it, let me do it in real time. Test my own knowledge. We're going to talk about presentation. I know some of you are looking at me, probably saying, why is he here? What is he going to talk about? What is he going to say? What didn't he tell me? I know. But I need you to understand something. I need you to understand one thing. If you don't get anything else that I say, if you're going to be successful in anything that you do as an entrepreneur, as a social entrepreneur, as a nonprofit leader, as a spiritual leader, as a faith leader, I need you to understand this one thing, and this one thing only. If you don't hear anything else that I say during this presentation, I need you to get this one thing. If you expect people to buy what you have to say, you must own the room. If you're going to be a great leader, if you're going to be a great presenter, and you expect people to buy what you have to say, I need you to get this one thing. You must own it. And then maybe I'll do a pause. This is a cut, by the way. So that's a big opener, right? You come on with a big opener. So why this? You know what I'm about to talk about. I'm about to talk about presentation. Why me is the second question. So why this? We already resolved that. We know what that is. We talking about presentation, okay? So number 2, why me? When I was growing up, in school, and once I got to high school, things started to shift and change, because we were required at the school I went to do presentations. Like we had this, this project that was due every January for a science fair. But it wasn't just about putting a science project together and putting things on a poster. We actually had to talk about what our project was about. And I remember the first time I had to do that, and all the class was looking at me. I had my board and I was shaking, and my hands were nervous, and I was rocking back and forth. Some of you might be able to identify with that. How many of you have ever been nervous giving a presentation? Cut. Now, I'm telling a story. Points are powerful, but connection is key, as my friend Jonathan Sprinkles always says. And what I've done is, and I've also caused tension. Why? Because tension makes people pay attention. I brought you into my story. In fact, I brought in a relatable story, because who hasn't had to do a presentation presentation? Who hasn't been nervous? Who hasn't, you know what I'm saying, found themselves shaking and shivering? Who hasn't? You identified. So I connected with you. Points are powerful, but connection is key. And now that I have the connection, now you in now. You know what I'm saying? I got you now, baby. Because you can identify what I'm talking about, okay? But I also use some other skills that I'm going to teach on YouTube. Like, I need you to remember this one thing. See? One thing. Visuals are important. I always talk about the optics. Right? There's a reason why I'm having even this test and doing this conversation with markers in my hand. It's all intentional. The coffee, when I started, all intentional. I totally agree with myself. All intentional, boo. The posters even behind me, all intentional. I'm doing a presentation. You didn't even know. I'm teaching, and I'm teaching what I'm teaching. But I'm displaying it. So anyway, points are powerful, but connection is key. So why this? Why me? Third question. Why now? Why now? Let's see if we can use the same thing. Why now? So we said that why this? We're talking about presentation. Why me? I told you a personal story about how I was nervous. You know, and how it wasn't always that way. And the reason why it looks so easy now is because I've worked so hard. Why this? Why me? Why now? By the way, anytime I close my eyes, I want you to know I'm about to shift into the next part. Okay. The reason why I'm sharing the importance of understanding this one thing, that if you expect people to buy what you have to say, you must own the room, and that leadership is about influence, nothing more, nothing less, and everything rises and falls because of leadership. And leadership, once again, is about influence. But if you expect people to buy what you have to say, which is the one thing that I want you to get out of everything else, here's what I know is going to happen. You're going to be able to build high-performing, high-impacting, and sustainable organizations that change your part of the world. If I don't know anything else, I shared my story with you. I told you that, you know, it wasn't always easy for me. It wasn't always, but with hard work and study and practice and using frameworks, formulas, and formats that are proven, I have those and I want to share them with you. I know exactly how to tell them, right? Whenever you do a presentation, it's simple. Tell them what you're going to tell them, then you tell them, then tell them what you just told them. Cut. That could be so dramatic. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is only a test. I'm testing something, but I'm also teaching while I'm testing. So, yeah. Why this? Why me? Why now? It's important that we do this now because we really do need great presenters. We need people to be able to communicate. The number one reason why we have challenges in the world, challenges in relationships, challenges in careers, challenges in our ministries, challenges, is because of communication. But what if I told you I can give you a proven formula to give a presentation that will increase your influence, that will help you to build high-performing, high-impacting, and sustainable organizations that change your part of the world, that is proven 100% all the time? What if I told you, if I give you this formula, if I teach you how to do this, it'll work every time? Would you believe me? I don't care if you believe me now. It works. Oh yeah, it works. And I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to be a great presenter. I want to teach you how to be a great communicator. So that whether you're utilizing social media, whether you are doing a presentation on your job, whether you're doing a presentation in your ministry or in your pulpit, whether you're, because a lot of preachers, they can preach and they can communicate in that language, but you got to be able to speak to I don't even go there. Because you can't go trying to get no business loan, okay? Or try to start no business, talk about your entrepreneur, talk about they're gonna look at you and your preacher voice and all that stuff. I'm turned off by that. Can I tell you that? I'm turned off by preacher voice. God said the word. I ain't listening to you, bro. Or ma'am. Hello, somebody. Let me not be or come across, because somebody probably do that's very sexist. Women could be preachers too. Okay. Yeah, women could be preachers, men could be preachers, all of them could be preachers. Okay. Don't do me. All y'all. Okay. Whoever wanna do it. Okay. Y'all do what you do, boo. I love the Lord too. Tell your mom. So come on here, somebody. I'm cutting up. I ain't been on Facebook Live in a long time. I may as well cut up. So why this, why me, why now? Here's the fourth and final question. Now what? Now that you told me that this is the one thing I need to know. I know what we're talking about. We're talking about presentation. You told me why it's important to you. You told me why it's important that we do this right now. Now what? Here's the now what. If you want to learn to be a better presenter, I need you to go to my YouTube page at Darrin, D-A-R-R-I-N, L Harris, and subscribe. Because I'm going to be sharing videos. I'm going to be teaching you how to do it at no cost. I've been blessed to learn how to do it. I've even invested, not just time, but also money in learning these proven presentation skills, but I want to give them to you for free. Why? My name is Darrin L. Harris and I'm your friend. That's why. So, I just told you now what. The now what is your call to action. The now what is, what do you want them to do? Now that you've been on stage, now that you told them what you're going to talk about, now that you talked about what you're going to talk about, right? You told them what you were going to tell them, then you told them what you just told them. You've done everything right? You've gone on stage, you used the formula that I just taught you right here at no cost, and you're going to go to my YouTube channel so I can give you all the other stuff. I didn't give you everything. I just gave bits and pieces. We answered the 4 questions of ourselves now, and we've answered it for the audience. Why this? Why me? Why now? Now what? Why this? We said it's about presentation. This is what are we talking about? Why me? Because I wasn't always good at this. And I want you to be good at this. In fact, I want you to be better at it than me. Come on here, somebody. I know I'm talking right. You ain't got to say nothing. Why now? Why is it important now? Because we need people who can communicate. Whether it's your content on social media, whether you're standing on the stage and there's one person in the audience, 10 people, 100 or 100,000, you need to be able to present. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to answer these questions. Why this? Why me? Why now? Now what? Every time, whether your presentation, once again, is going to be 5 minutes long, 50 minutes, or 5 hours. I guarantee you this works every time. Why this? Why me? Why now? Now what? The now what, once again, is your call to action. I want you to go to my YouTube channel because that's all the places I'm going to be talking. I ain't come to socialize with y'all. I told you, I am here to give information, education, motivation, and transformation. I ain't here to do nothing else. So you don't have to look for nothing else. Okay? What you see is what you get. I ain't here for everybody. But if you want to be a great presenter and you want to be able to increase your influence, why? Because leadership is about influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Everything rises and falls because of leadership. And if you're able to increase your influence, remember that one thing we talked about. Remember that one thing. That one thing that we talked about is that if you expect people to buy what you have to say, you must own the room. And we do that by increasing our influence. Because when we increase our influence, we are able to do these 3 things. With high performing, high impact, and sustainable organizations that change your world. My name is Darrin L. Harris. And remember, I am curtain closes. Everybody, you disappear.